All right, we're going to be talking about troubleshooting customized workspaces here, and if you're in there customizing workspaces, a lot of these problems manifest themselves in the startup of Inroads or Geopack and in the setup of MicroStation. For this problem here, we're going to demonstrate we've launched Inroads SS3 here, and we don't have any of the civil specific tasks in the task menu. If I right click, I don't have my Explore Show Hide, so a lot of the normal stuff that would happen on Inroads startup is not there. So what I've done there, we'll close out of this, and I found an article here on troubleshooting customized workspaces that Jacqueline put up here, and it tells me that I'm primarily going to want to look at these configuration variables there. MS_DGN apps primarily concerns the startup of Inroads or Geopack, and then the all the GUI stuff and tasks are going to be in the lib lists or the GUI lib lists, and this library path also is going to affect startup as well. So I have a problem with the task menu, so I'm going to be looking at these two variables in particular. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into my Inroads SS3 icon, and I'm going to add a debug switch to it. -debug, hit apply, and that's just a -debug after all the other switches in there in the target field. So we'll say OK on that, and then we'll go and we'll launch it. When it's done running the debug, it places the msdebug test in your temp directory, so we'll go now and browse to that. All right, we're going to open that up. And again, according to this article, we're going to be concerned with DGN liblist or DGN GUID liblist. So let's start at the bottom and look at the summary of all the configuration variables. Edit and find. First one I want to show are the two that are concerned with startup, and that's MS_DGN apps. What we're going to be looking for those, we need to search up, is those are normally defined on the APPL level. So if you see those defined on some other level, that means maybe there's a config variable that's stepping on it. I'll go up further in the file and find out which one's loading that. I want to see all the civil and Inroads and Geopack stuff here being loaded in the MS_DGN apps and in the MS_ library path. Okay, so we'll go back down to the bottom. I'm worried about, for my issue here that I showed, it's the task menu, so I'm going to type in MS_GUI DGN. That was one of the ones listed in that article. We'll do find next. And here I see a potential problem in that, first of all, I see that it's loaded at the site level. Normally, Inroads specifies a lot of these GUID DGN lib list, all the tasks and menu items they specify at the APPL level. So that tells me that there is possibly a config file that's overriding what Inroads is setting at the application level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up and find what specific config file is loading this, and it looks like they're overriding anything that's being set with an equal sign. So we'll go up and find out where that's being set, again by doing a find. And we're going to search up. Okay, there's in the summary, and here it's showing that it's being set. And let's scroll up to find out exactly. If we scroll up where we see it's being set, it tells us that it's being set when it was processing this macro file, program data Bentley MicroStation workspace standards CFG. So what's probably occurred here is I've had someone in my office trying to update our standards CFG. They wanted to add a new task or a new menu DGN lib list, and maybe they made an error in the standards.cfg file. So let's go browse and look at it. We'll find here, we'll look at the standards.cfg, and we'll find in here where they're setting the MS_GUID dgnlib list. And here we see they're using an equal sign, setting it to just this dgnlib. So what we can do is just append or prepend this value, and that will allow this to load in conjunction with all the other APPL, all the other application level configs. So we'll hit save there. Now we'll go and remove the debug from the SS3. Oops, I clicked on it instead of right-clicking. Then we'll go and we'll remove the debug from the icon. We'll say OK, and then we'll launch it again. All right, and once it comes up, we immediately see there that we have some of the SS3 tasks loaded into our menu that weren't there before, such as the civil tools and the SU. And if I right-click out here, I have my Explorer Show Hide. So the principle here is, as we look back at this, troubleshooting, is we want to go particularly to DGN apps and library path if we're having startup issues, or we want to go to GUI DGN list or lib list if we're having problems with feature definitions not showing up or tasks not showing up. And we want to make sure that that what is being called out at the application level is being loaded, and any other that we want to add in for our sites or for our projects are being appended or prepended instead of overriding. And so those are just the general principles in troubleshooting that.